Okay. All right. Live on Instagram, live on Facebook. So today's topic is, and I'm going to write this out. Let's see. Are you constantly what's up, Instagram? Minimizing yourself for him. Here's how to stop. Here's how to stop that. Okay, today's topic is, are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? And here's how to stop that. Typing it here on Facebook. That is the topic we're getting in today. We just started, so don't feel like you missed anything. Are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? Here's how to stop that. And I'm gonna type it here on Instagram as well. Okay, topic. I hate this angle. I don't wanna have to type it. Okay. Are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? Here is how to stop that. Okay. Okay, let me make sure you can hear me. Oh, let me pin this on Instagram. Can you hear me? Can you type? I can hear you in the comment section, especially here on Facebook. Instagram is pretty much, you guys can always hear me. But let me know if you can hear me on Instagram. Let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. Welcome. Happy Monday. Is it Monday? Happy Monday. Yo, being a business owner, a solo entrepreneur, the days just kind of run together. But I believe it's Monday. So happy Monday. And today's topic is, are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? And then I'm going to give you 3 tools on how to stop it. And then we'll go into actually the 4th tool. I have 4 tools on how you can stop it. So yep, you can hear me on Instagram and you can hear me on Facebook. What up, Facebook? Hey, Twitter. Hey, YouTube. I know you're out there somewhere. I never have my YouTube or Twitter up when I'm live just because I can't have that many windows open. But I know you're out there. And if you want to comment, I will either see it now, I think, because I'm in my StreamYard platform, or I may see it later. So yeah. All right, welcome. So today's masterclass, today's talk is for the woman who feels like she is constantly minimizing herself in relationships. You're constantly in situationships. You are constantly not getting what you want out of relationships. So you're in this cycle of what I would call dysfunction, where it's never working out for you, okay? You have your career life together. Your career is popping. Your personal life, your professional life is good. And it leaves you wondering and questioning yourself, like, how can this bucket be good? But then over here, when it comes to my love life, is trash. I'm loyal, but now I'm frustrated because I've given him second chance after chance after chance after chance. And now you're on chance set 72, because you're in this cycle of believing that he will change because he said, I'm sorry. He said he's going to change, and then he never does. And so now you're left frustrated. Again, you know what you want. You just don't know how to get it. So you can set a boundary. You don't know how to keep it, though. You don't know how to keep it. You allow him to walk all over you. You break your rules for him because that's love. I'll tell you one thing, love will not leave you feeling the way that you feel when you're in these relationships. That's not true love. It's not. Are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? Here's how to stop that. Again, I'm going to give you 3 ways to stop that. And right now, number 1, assert your boundaries, right? So I just said that you know how to set a boundary, but you don't know how to keep them. You're not assertive at them. The boundary isn't for him. It's actually for you and what you know that you want. But because you're in love and your vagina is telling you he's the one and you have all these feelings, you don't know how to keep it. You don't know how to assert yourself in that relationship. You're constantly just, again, letting him walk all over that. So you minimize yourself. You're constantly afraid to speak up for yourself, so you don't. So that's number 1, how to stop minimizing yourself, right? Because you're constantly doing this, constantly feeling frustrated. What's up, Tina? So like I said, number 1, assert your boundaries, okay? You gotta know what you want, but you're constantly afraid to stick up for yourself. Or when you do, again, you let him walk all over you. Here's the thing that I want you to know about love and feelings. Right now, I think that if you're on my platform, if you follow me, if you're somebody who's been in my DMs, you are somebody who does not, you and I see love differently. You see love as ride or die. Oh, I got to stick this out because then he'll finally become who I want him to be. That's not love. That's not love. Okay? Love is two healthy people coming together and loving the heck out of each other. I think I posted something the other day, like, he will care about how he made you feel. The end. This guy that you're constantly minimizing yourself for doesn't care. That's why you have to minimize yourself. That's why you're bad at asserting. That's why you're bad. Sorry, somebody was calling me. That's why you're bad at asserting boundaries. That's not love. In fact, the Bible talks about how love casts out all fear. And you over there scared in this relationship. Well, I can't say that because then he'll leave. So again, if you feel like you are constantly minimizing yourself, here's how to stop that. That was number one. Number two, stop being afraid that he'll leave. What did I just say? The Bible says love casts out all fear. And you're over here afraid that he will leave if you speak up for yourself. Afraid that he will leave if you don't become who he needs you to be, who he wants you to be. You're afraid. You're just walking around afraid, this bubble of fear. Because you have some weird, warped thinking about what single is. Singleness is not a punishment. Okay? It's not. But you're like, well, I can't be alone because society, church, your parents, what we see, whether intentionally or unintentionally, have taught you that the golden life for a woman, especially a Black woman, is you got to get married and have babies. And if you don't do that, oof, girl, what's wrong with you? See, because you see it as this, like, oh, if I don't get picked by a guy, that means I am unlovable. And you're constantly repeating that saying to yourself while you're in this relationship, minimizing yourself, knowing that you want a different kind of love and trying to receive it from him, and he will not change. And then that constantly makes you think, am I even worthy of the love that I want? And it constantly makes you think that I'm asking for too much. Well, because relationships are hard, so maybe this is the hard. I'll tell you right now, there's a difference between healthy hard versus dysfunctional. You don't know compromise. You and I see compromise different. I don't have to compromise who I naturally am to be in a relationship. But you do that because I love him. Let me tell you something. Your vagina doesn't know the one or not this. I know you get them butterflies sometimes, but do you really now? Because you've been in this situation, in a cycle of dysfunction for a long time, and now you're just frustrated. You're a loyal, frustrated woman who is tired of giving second chances and trusting that he will change when he doesn't. So are you constantly minimizing yourself for him? Number three, I'm telling you how to stop that. I give you 1 and 2. Number 3, leave. Number 1 was assert your boundaries. Number 2, stop being afraid he'll leave. Number 3, leave. I really just wish for women, this is my prayer for women, that you will stop believing that you will die if you're single. And that you will stop saying to yourself, well, I don't want to die alone. Sweetie, everybody dies alone. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I want to die. I'm so confused. My parents have been married for over 40 years. Guess what? They're going to die separately. I'm confused. Why is singleness such a punishment to you? Why does singleness mean that you are unworthy and unlovable? Why? Where did you get that from? Who told you that? I'm gonna tell you like this, it is better to be alone than be with someone and feel alone, unheard, losing yourself, minimizing yourself, walking on eggshells. You with somebody, but you feel so unloved. You with somebody, but you feel like you're not worthy of the love you want. How does that make sense? What is this power he has over you? What is that? Okay? So you got to stop second guessing yourself in these relationships, right? With him. Stop it. Stop changing up everything for him. Well, I said that I want this, but I love him, so I'm going to break my boundary. I'm going to break my rules for him. You think that's cute? It's not. It's the self-betrayal for me that is disgusting on you, sister. It's disgusting. That's self-betrayal, disgusting. Give yourself permission to leave. It is not going to come from him. I promise you, he ain't going to change. Especially, and the sad part is, you saying you want this and trying to set a boundary, but then not keeping it, you are teaching him he don't have to change for you. You taught him that. You did. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm trying to snatch you up out yourself. So here are some of the things that I hear from you, okay? I'm going to read off 3 scenarios that I hear from you. And when I say you, the loyal, frustrated woman who is tired of giving second chances, you're tired of trusting he will change and he never does, and you're bad at setting boundaries. You're bad at it. This is what a woman said to me. She said, listen, Rika, I'm not good at setting boundaries at all, because if I was good at it, I would never let it happen. For example, my fiance abusing medication. I told him that I want him to stop getting high and stop abusing his medication. He told me he would change. The next day he went to go purchase more medication from the streets. 3 months later, he's still going at it. You see how that's a cycle of dysfunction? I want you to stop doing drugs. He says, okay. Next day he's back doing drugs. He apologizes. You take him back. I want you to stop doing drugs. He says, okay, I will. Next day, he's doing drugs. He apologizes. You back with him. Of course, he's not going to change. He's not going to change. What boundary did you assert? That goes with cheating as well. Because how many times have you written off guys only to find yourself back in the same relationship? Here's what another woman said to me. She said, Rika, I'm currently single now, but I've been in nothing but dysfunctional relationships. And it was because those relationships were dysfunctional because they were so toxic, and he always tried to control me. He manipulated me because he was super insecure, and it wasn't healthy. How many of you have dated insecure men? They're always clocking you. Where you at? You can't have guy friends. You can't talk to your girlfriends too much. You can't go out all the time. TD Jake says, I never met a man that beat his wife and liked himself. And you can take I never met, here's the thing. My 2 trash relationships that I had that were toxic, they didn't like themselves. So now one of the number 1 things that I look for in these dating streets, does he even like himself? Do you like you, boo? Because I need to know, because if you don't like you, you're going to take that on me. And that's who you're dating. That's why you're a loyal, frustrated woman who's tired of giving 72 chances and he never changes, because you're dating a man who doesn't even like himself. And then I question if you like yourself, because why would you stay in that? What is it about him that keeps you there? What is so powerful? He ain't God, and you're not God either, but you think you are, and that's why you think you can make him change, because you think you powerful. You the all-powerful Oz. You can't do none of that. He's not going to change for you. Who are you? Sorry. Here's another scenario that I'm going to read to you and see if you can resonate, if this resonates with you. I've tried to set a boundary with my ex and his best friend, who was a female, by telling him I don't want her calling at all times of the hour and night and day, not putting her first before me. And he told me that his best female friend came before me. And she stayed for a while in that relationship. He literally told you she comes before you. Sorry, what? And listen, I'm not the person who doesn't believe you can't have male friends or girlfriend. Like, opposite sex relationships, they happen. I get it. My best friend's a guy. I was in his wedding. Like, that can happen, but that's with mature adults. So if you're dating somebody who's super insecure, he's not mature, he can't have a mature conversation, you guys are not emotionally healthy, then of course it's going to end up like this. Here's another one. This girl said, Rika, I'm sick of getting into meaningless relationships because that's all I end up with anyway. Honestly, sex with a narcissist is addictive. So I love his attention. It's so hard to be single, non-sexually. Wait, I'm going to start over. It's so hard to be a single, non-sexually active woman, setting standards and decreasing my chances. I'm afraid that when I set those standards, I'm decreasing my chances at any companionship. Again, she's afraid to be single. She's like, oh my God, I can't be the woman who has standards because then I'm going to be single. What? But that's how we think. And there's no judgment here. I've been there. From 2015 to 2017, I lost my mind because I was in a very dysfunctional relationship. I was with a guy who made me cut off guy friends. I was with a guy who was always accusing me of cheating. And truth be told, okay, first of all, I never cheated, but truth be told, a few months after we broke up, I found out he was cheating on me the whole relationship. So you know what that was called? Projection. Because he was accusing me of what he was doing, because the person screaming the loudest about what they don't like, it's because they're doing it. There's a shadow there. So he feels like if I'm this way, of course she's this way. So he takes it out on me. And the amount of tap dancing I had to do to be in that relationship, I don't even recognize myself. But I was in that thought process of, well, I can't be single because now I'm 32. And I need to hurry up and get married and have kids because God forbid I become 40 and I'm not married and don't have kids. Which, by the way, my birthday was June 29th. I turned 38. No kids, still not married, and I don't care. Because now I know I'm worthy regardless of my relationship status, and singleness is not a punishment. And if you're a Christian, I want you to go read 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And verse 8, Paul talks about how there's beauty in singleness. He says to the widows and to the singles, it's better to be single than to wed. And that whole chapter talks about why. And I'm not against marriage. There's beauty in marriage, and he talks about that as well. But there's beauty in singleness. It is a gift, and you need to stop thinking of it as a curse. I'm not going to die at the age of 40 because I was single. God forbid if I do but die, it's going to be for another reason. But it ain't going to be because I was single. I'm not just going to drop dead. You got to get over that. You got to get over needing company, needing the attention of a guy, being excited about being picked. And worry about who you are, your purpose. Okay? Because if you don't know who you are, you don't love yourself. The drama you're in. And that's why you're here on my platform. So those are my 3 things. If you're constantly minimizing yourself for him, how to stop that. Number 1 was a boundary. Number 2, stop being afraid he'll leave. Number 3, leave. Stop being afraid of being single. So here's the thing. I know you want to be that girl. I know you know what you want. You just don't know how to get it. And I know you want to be the girl who sets boundaries and keeps them. But right now, you're not her. You're not her. You think you are, but you're not. Because the evidence of your past is showing you the woman that you are. And you're a woman who feels like she needs a man. And look what it's doing to you. Look at yourself. The self-betrayal is disgusting, sis. It is. So right now, you're frustrated. You're loyal, but you're frustrated. Because you're giving this guy chance after chance, trusting he will change, and he never will. You set a boundary and you don't know how to keep it. But now you want to. I'm saying these words to you and you're like, I do want to be that girl who can set a boundary and knows how to keep it. I want to know my worth, and I want to stop this cycle of dysfunction. If that is you, guess what? I'm the coach for you. So who am I? My name is Rika, as I said at the beginning. Obviously, you're on my platform. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. I'm an NLP certified life coach, and I've been coaching women through this since 2019. And I help the frustrated, loyal woman stop the cycle of believing that he will change, because he never does. And I teach you how to learn. I teach you how to set a boundary and keep it. It's all part of discovering your worth. So my online coaching program is called Single You Academy, and it's open right now. I had 5 spots, but now I only have 4 spots available for my summer program, which is a 12-week program where I will teach you how to set a boundary and keep a boundary. We're going to discover who you are. Because here's what you tried, okay? You want to stop this, and you've tried it on your own, willpower, good intentions, because you told them what you wanted, advice from friends, and really just cutting off guys altogether, but it hasn't worked because you're still in this cycle. It hasn't worked. It's not working because here you are. So where are you going to be 6 months from now? January 1, 2022, where are you going to be if you don't get help in this lane, in this area? It's not working. You doing it on your own is not working. And I see I have a message from Facebook user. Right. So you just said it to yourself. However, in the end, you're not equally yoked. So you're not going into these relationships knowing how to set and keep a boundary then. Because I'm willing to bet, I would argue that you passed up all these red flags that was showing you we're not equally yoked. Of course, in the beginning, when your hormones are racing, the first 2 weeks, 2 months are amazing, right? And he's saying all the right things, because I bet you go into those relationships saying, this is what I want. And then he's like, oh yeah, I can be that. Da, 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 da. And then it starts showing up that he's not that. And you're so busy looking at what you want in his words. Well, he said, well, baby girl, he's not doing. He's not doing. So why are you still in that relationship? You cannot make him become anything you want. He is who he is, period. As Maya Angelou has been trying to teach us for years and years and years. When people show you who they are, believe them. But you think you're the all-powerful Oz and that you can create a man. Well, I can make him become what I want him to be. No, you can't. You're not that powerful. Who are you? So all I'm saying is this. You want to stop this cycle of trusting he will change and he never does. You are a loyal woman, but you are frustrated and you're tired of knowing what you want, but not knowing how to get it. You can set a boundary, but you don't keep it. He walks all over you, and you've tried your willpower, good intentions, telling him what you want, advice from friends, and it's not working. You even cut off guys before. Well, I ain't gonna talk to him. How many times have you cut off men, that guy, you cut him off only to take him back 2 months later, 2 weeks later, and then you're in the same cycle. You don't know how to do it on your own. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be here listening to me. Where will you be 6 months from now, January 1, 2022, if you don't work on yourself now? You're going to be in that same cycle. And that's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, thinking it'll change. It never will. And that's okay. I know there's shame in admitting that you need help in this lane of knowing your worth, knowing how to set and keep a boundary with men. There's shame around that. And I'm here to bust through all of that. You need help. Because if you wanted to be a doctor, what would you do? You would go to school, you would get guidance on how to become a doctor. How come you don't take your relationship life seriously? You got your finances together, your professional life is cool, but your love life is trash. And you're in this cycle of dysfunction, and you're frustrated and you hate it. And you're constantly questioning yourself, minimizing yourself. So let me ask you this. I'm probably the only person sitting in front of you telling you I can help you. Single You Academy is open. The doors close August 1st. I had 5 spots. Now I have 4 spots left. I have 4 spots left for the woman who finally wants to invest in herself, invest in a coach, and learn your worth, how to set and keep a boundary when it comes to men. This is my lane that I work in. So if any of this resonated with you, go ahead and send me a DM. Or you can type I'm in the comments and I can reach out to you. On Instagram, you're gonna have to send me a DM because I can't see the comments after the live is over. But yeah, if this resonated with you and you're like, yo, I need some help in this lane. That's what I do as a certified life coach. I went and studied some of this so I can help you through this. Because when I got out of my dysfunctional relationships, man, that cycle was crazy. Dating different dudes, but the same kind of relationship. They got different names, but it was like the same dude over and over again. And I know you're sick of that. Doors close August 1st, so this is time sensitive. And again, I only have 4 spots left. I had 5, now I got 4. And I'm thinking that's gonna go down to 1 here pretty soon. So if you want into Single You Academy, go ahead and send me a DM right now. Do not hesitate, because again, it's time sensitive. And if you are watching this in the replay and it's before August 1st, send me a DM, okay? All right, and as always, if you have any questions for me, you let me know. Again, my name is Rika. I am here for you. Singleness is not a punishment, and you are worthy regardless of your relationship status.